All right. I apologize for the delay. There's some little shenanigans going on in the background. And let's get into this conversation. Let's do the same fucking thing. Let's get into this conversation, man. Welcome to the Den. It is an honor, a privilege, a pleasure to get to chop it up with you guys this morning. I'm your host, Ed Honcho. If you don't know, now you know. Ed Honcho HCX, you can catch all my social medias on Instagram and Twitter. Same name, different platforms. If you want to catch the Den socials, you can go to Den Show Live on everything. Den Show Live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, also Den Show Live at Gmail if you'd like to leave an email. Appreciate everybody who's reaching out, who shares content with me that they'd like me to check out. I appreciate all of that. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. If you're OG, hit the subscribe button. If you're new, then back door and hit that like button. You know, do a little bit of double duty. If you don't know, if you're new to some of y'all still like, hey, what's going on? Den's in the morning, what's happening? Yes, weekday mornings, 10 a.m., catch the Den live in the morning. And we still do it live every night, 7 days a week, 10 p.m. Central. So make sure you check us out nightly. If the mornings ain't good for you, if the nights are better, if the mornings are better, hey, you got options. DenShowPodcast.com. Make sure you go there to, catch the podcast. If you can't watch, hey, listen. I should have that together by this evening to try to run them simultaneously live on the podcast platform and on YouTube. If you want to get some Den Show merch, go to thedenshowshop.com and get some of that live merch. There it got stuck. Let me see. Let me make sure I can hit all the buttons. Man, you can call the Den anytime, 833-284-3336. You can text, send pictures, send memes, whatever it may be, you can share. Whatever you got, just whatever you got going. If you got some news so that I could use, send it. If you got a funny meme that you think I'd enjoy, send it. Whatever it may be, screenshot of something interesting going on, send that shit. If you want to support the channel, want to make a one-time donation, go to streamlabs.com/thedenshow. Shout out to everybody who's been showing love, dropping Benjamins in the Den as we continue to move forward with our goals. And if you want to pledge on a monthly basis, you can go to patreon.com/thedenshow. Shout out to James, shout out to Stina Starry-Eyed, shout out to Diana, shout out to Dan the Man, and shout out to Miss Goya. I appreciate the Patreon support, the dedication and pledging on a monthly basis. It is extremely appreciated. Let's get into some conversation. Let me make sure everything else has been properly said. We got to do our housekeeping. When teachers used to say that shit in school, we got to do a little housekeeping. This ain't my house. What is you talking about? We're going to talk about decency, man, in society. And it's a lot going on. Shout out to Ali. Shared some very interesting things with me on the Twitters. And, man. It's a lot going on. It's not just that. It's some weird stuff happening with pride. It's some weird stuff just happening in our communities all across the world. But it made me think, why are certain things more acceptable now that were not acceptable then? You can talk about television, you can talk about music, we can talk about all of it. But I'll tell you my thoughts and we'll open up the line and then we'll get there. Well, let's see, we have joined us this morning. Miss Bell, what's the motherfucking deal? Shannon Jones, Craig Baker, Cartier, Nana, what's the motherfucking deal? Glad you could all join this morning. I see Shannon out here buying herself meals. That's how it works sometimes. Savage Donald Trump. Professor Trio, keeping it real time. Raleigh, what's the motherfucking deal? Yes, ma'am, in the daytime. Miss Meat. Who else we got? Everything Life with Nikki, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. No, there is no decency. Leonard Avery, what's the motherfucking deal? No, I hadn't seen what happened to David Lynn in Toronto. I'll have to look into that. Let me see. And Kenneth. Thought I blocked you, Kenneth, but I guess you're still here. Nah, Kenneth, you're all right for like 10 minutes at a time. Ruby Roo, what's the motherfucking deal? And make sure y'all got your the live button clicked, because I know sometimes people can get behind. I should have refilled my coffee before we got started, but hey, it is what it is. Let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. So let me tell you what I saw, and I'm gonna be honest. Y'all probably like Honcho. Y'all always say Honcho hates the gays. I don't hate gay people. I just hate certain things that are happening. Could we call it collateral damage, maybe? When certain shit is going on, right? And what I mean by that is how people's rights are infringed upon. So if I say, hey, I don't support this lifestyle, I would rather not, have my product. We can talk about the gay cake thing, right? Well, when people deliberately go out and infringe upon people so that they can make a headline or they can get attention, they can do all these things. That's what bothers me. Pride. What bothers me about pride is how we were talking about pandering last night, and now all of these major corporations, they go and they turn their logos rainbow and they do a bunch of questionable shit, all pandering. That bothers me. But the biggest thing about a lot of this stuff that's going on with these prides and this LGBT agenda that's happening is the infiltration of the children, right? We've talked about the 10-year-old drag queens, and now there's a show based on that they're trying to put out. And look, you're 10 years old, you're not a fucking LGBT advocate. I don't even know, I would say still playing with Pokemon, but grown folks still playing with Pokemon. I don't know what kids watch these days, but back in the day it might have been Tiny Toons or something. There's no advocates, And so, again, how are you an LGBT advocate? What has happened to you at 10 years old that you know what's going on? So this is stuff that we promote. We promote children embracing their sexuality. This is going to be the ushering in of what we talked about, that P that they're going to add to the end of those letters. Now, I was sent a few videos and clips and things yesterday from some of these parades. A very small child out there, and it was funny because it's a picture of the same child that I shared the other day, and I didn't even realize there was a video attached to it or that went with it. With rainbow hair, little white kid, out in a fucking pride parade in some Daisy Dukes. Kid could not have been older than 9, 10 years old, maybe 11. Definitely very young. Out there twerking on the floor, doing like all this crazy shit that I don't know. Now, no little motherfucker ain't have no rhythm. Yes, I'm capping, but this is not the shit that should be happening at a parade where you have men walking each other on leashes and motherfuckers hanging with their genitalia out and doing all this other stuff. This is what they're promoting as acceptable. This is what they're promoting as, well, this is just, you guys are just intolerant. You guys are just oppressing us. It has nothing to do with that. What you do in your bedroom is your business. If you choose to share it with your friends, whatever. But if you're trying to force society to accept the odd behaviors that you engage in, as norms, then we have a problem. I agree it's the fault of the parents. But how did the parents get indoctrinated in this? How did they get pushed into this mentality? Because society starts saying that it's acceptable. This is the new wave. This is what's going on. This is what's happening in life. And again, you should have the right to live however you want to live as long as it does not infringe upon anyone else. That's my prime belief. I really don't care what you do. I really, truly don't. But what you're seeing is this stuff. And this is why, like I said, little one don't get to watch any television unsupervised. Look, there's a limit. But even the cartoons now are being infiltrated with a lot of this questionable behavior. Speaking of another incident from Pride that was filmed and shared with me, you had, and again, we talk about, there's a difference too, y'all got to recognize, between the gay community and the black gay community, because there is some other shit going on. Trust me, if you see just some of these conversations and things I see, it's questionable. But anyway, you can talk about affluent and lack of affluence. So, DC, Pride Parade. Now, if one of these niggas would have got hit with the taser or shocked or something like that, boy, it would have been an uprising. You could tell the cop was just like, I don't know what the fuck to do because My hands are tied. Bunch of goofy motherfuckers. I don't know if they were all men, women, and shit doing all them and shit. What they jumping on fucking the cop car, twerking and doing all this other shit. One bitch, she was the skinniest one of all. She couldn't even get on the car. She couldn't even get on the car. You feel me? Like, well, that is a very good statement, Ruby. Very interesting. You know, this bitch tried to jump. She big skinny motherfucker. I don't know if it was a man or woman or what, but it was like couldn't even get on the car. Like, yo, ass need to go work out instead of be trying to seek this attention. But again, it's this attention seeking behavior that, hey, we're throwing it to this group over here. Make sure y'all get y'all some. Hey, we're throwing some attention to this group over here. Make sure y'all get y'all some. It's free. Get you some free attention. So my thing is though, but what about the people who do it? They're promoting it. People want to become the mainstream. It's not about just that they're getting pandered to and publicity and all that. People want their lifestyles to become the mainstream. Well, people don't realize anything that becomes mainstream becomes watered down. You know, think about a lot of this. You know, when rap music became mainstream, it started losing its identity. You know, it started becoming this generic fucking factory produced ass shit that you get nowadays. Anything that becomes that way. There's no, when a culture becomes Hollywood or something like that, it gets washed up, used up real quick. Everybody, oh, I love this stuff, and on to the next thing. That's what's happening now. But again, I don't care about what you do in the privacy of your bedroom. When you take it to the streets, when you take it to public, and when you take it to the kids, this is where it must stop. It must cease. And I agree. But, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I was thinking about that too, because I was like, you know, well, so you being biased. You know, Freaknik, well, not Freaknik, the Kappa, you know, used to go down and he took the name Cap off and it was becoming the beach party and it was trash after that. But I'm like, yeah, but I don't recall motherfuckers bringing little bitty ass kids out there. Maybe I wasn't looking. Maybe I was already lit. And I know some motherfuckers went young. But it's just like, they didn't have kids out there participating in the activities. They weren't promoting this as how you should live your life every day. It was motherfuckers, yeah, they was out there wild and it was like a getaway. It was a thing. But again, I don't remember seeing any bitches getting walked on leashes. I don't remember little kids twerking in the streets with their shirts off. I definitely saw lots of people twerking on cars and in traffic. That I will not deny. But it's a different vibe, and it's not because it's a straight vibe, not because it's a gay vibe, not because of anything that. It's the way that the youth are being handled. And so I talk about decency. And so I'm not going to act like the Kappa was decent, but everybody knew what it was. Nobody tried to promote it as, well, we just want tolerance and inclusion. No, it was a way for motherfuckers to go and wild out and get loose for a weekend. That's what it was. It wasn't about, well, this is just an inclusionary lifestyle and you guys are just oppressing us. And it wasn't under the guise of oppression. Nigga was finna go let it loose. Right, okay? That's what that was. That's what the Kappa was. Pride is under this whole, this is tolerance and you hate everything that we do. And, no, it's not that. It's just the behaviors that come about, okay? So, talk about decency, then, not just that. I don't want to focus solely on pride. It's just Pride Month, so I got to make sure all the pride parades and things get their attention. But let's talk about the music. Let's talk about what is acceptable, right? And let's be honest, rap music for pretty much most of its existence, I wouldn't say, early 80s, 90s, even back in Curtis Blow days and stuff, they weren't really talking super records. They would tell certain stories, but they wouldn't detail. It wasn't as crazy as it was now. Usually there was a story or some type of moral understanding or something that came out of it. Now, there's nothing. There's like, it's just words. There's not even I don't even know. It's like, there's not a connectivity to the verses. Like, so there used to be okay, there's a purpose, okay, this song is about such and such. Okay, this verse tied into this, it actually made sense. Now it's just a bunch of random stuff, say a hook, random stuff, say a hook. Now we got women encouraging women to go strip and steal and rob men for this. We got men who are encouraging motherfuckers to do all kind of shenanigans. They're wearing dresses. It's like, What happened to stand-up people? What happened to the stand-up individuals? Miss Tina Story out, what's the motherfucking deal? What happened to being, hey, you know what? Take responsibility for your actions. What happened to, hey, you know, this is what it is, but it ain't all good. You know, there was actually, how did Pimp say it? You know, basically that there was social commentary in this conversation. Everything ain't gonna always be all good. There's gonna be ups and downs to this. Now it's all, you know, do whatever you want, shoot everybody, make all this money, you know, encourage all this other negative behavior. It is what it is. You look at clothing, and trust me, people have always worn wild shit. People have always been a little wild, you know. There's always been like that. There's always been elements that have been, you know, appropriate for certain types of dress, certain types of clothing. We know club clothing and things like that. You know, you're gonna hit the late night spot, you know, do what you do. But now it seems like people wear club clothing everywhere. We can talk about decency. We can talk about the, what was it, Madison? You know, the bonnets and the bathrobes and, you know, coming in wife beaters and smelling like weed. And I'm not opposed to smoking. It's actually, today I think makes a year. That's interesting. Makes a year since I smoked. But fire up this black though. But I'm not opposed to that. But there's a way that you have to handle yourself when you're going into public places and things of that nature. Where is the common decency? Where is the respect for one another? Hey, you know what? I may live this lifestyle, you know, when I'm out of the public eye, but I shouldn't force this upon other people. Why can't I make small adjustments to, you know, assimilate in society when it's that time? Whenever it's going to have to go into public, let me just do something and not infringe upon anybody else, whether they agree with what I do or not. And then when I'm outside the public, when I'm in certain areas that are designated for my type of behavior, my way of thinking, then I do that. And I'm not telling you to be fake or be phony, but for the greater good, in my opinion, you kind of have to make adjustments. But people don't want to do that. I keep it real, okay? And then when this foolishness happens or your child can't tell the difference, and they're going to court in some Jordans and a Kobe Bryant jersey. And it's craziness. It's craziness. It's just, hey, a little bit of respect for your fellow man. That's all I'm asking. Whatever you do in the walls of your own home, wild the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? You go to jail. You're going to be in that bitch shooting layups. But the thing about it is, like, I'm telling you, because I used to think this, because I had to have, you know, deal with a couple of court situations. You know, it is what it is, but always button down, usually a tie, you know, make sure the hair is done properly, you know, for throwing some dress shoes, some slacks, you know, speak respect. And I'm coming in, I just see people like, nigga, word. Alright. I don't even want to know what's for the happy. Let me handle my business and slide up on out of here, man. Like, but it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Like, people don't even want to make an effort. People are so entrenched in the mindset, I do what I want to do. It's America, land of the free. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Not doubting that. You can do whatever you want to. But at the same time, you can't do whatever you want to and not expect there to be some type of consequence for your actions. And that's the problem. That's the fucking problem. People want to be able, they want to do what they want and expect no consequence. But it is what it is. You know. Look, I don't want to hear you. Look, hey, look, nigga. The marquee. Yeah, we did. Hell yeah. Man, what you gonna do about it? It's better than that. Y'all niggas can't say that. Y'all niggas wearing skinny jeans. Nut circulation cut off. That's why y'all ain't having no kids. That's why y'all ain't fucking. That's why your generation is out of there. Don't want to do nothing because they can't. It's not that they don't want to. It's because they can't. They have no circulation to their shit. You know you wearing them young thuggers. But anyway, Let's open up the line, man. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know how you feel about decency. Is it deteriorating? Has it always been like this? Has it ramped up, does it seem like, over the last few years? What is the worst situation that you've seen of that was a lack of decency? It was a lack of, awareness, if you will, for their situation or where they may have been, or just didn't give a fuck. Let's just talk about it, man. Let's just talk about it. Give me 1 second here. Let me, I got to do my proper protocols. Again, if you don't know, I am at Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Would appreciate a follow if you rock with it. If not, then forget you did. Like the video if you're OG. If you've been here for a minute. If you're new to this, hit that subscribe button. Then hit that like button. Den Show Live on all the proper social medias, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you want to send an email, denshowlive@gmail.com if you got something you'd like to share. Want to get some Den Show merch? Go to denshowshop.com. Variety of things. And yes, there are ladies shirts. Just, I think if you click on the regular design shirt, it offers you an option for a lady shirt, and some of them I think are right next to the men's shirt. So there are lady shirts in more feminine colors for those of you who have requested. You can go to Den Show Podcast. If you can't watch, hey, listen in. And again, we do this every night. Live every night, 10 p.m. Central. And now, as the last 2 weeks or so, this is week 3, I believe, we're going at 10 a.m. on weekdays. Not on the weekend. Like on the weekend, I need a little bit of a break. If you enjoy the content, streamlabs.com/The Den Show. If you want to make a one-time donation, and if you would like to pledge on a monthly basis, you can go to patreon.com/The Den Show. Again, shout out to all the Patreon supporters. I sincerely appreciate you making that long-term commitment to the channel. Let us get this party started. Actually, so I don't have to break it up in the middle of it, let me take a quick Honcho hiatus. I'm going to fill my cup. Give me like 2 minutes, 2 shakes of a Scottish tail. I'm going to be right back. Are we live? We live. What? Wow. Wow. Are we live? We back. As soon as that motherfucker we flip the script and the motherfucker just want to start getting janky with me. See, look, I'm telling you. A change gonna come. All right, let's open up this goodness. Let me boot up this line. I don't know what y'all are thinking. Hey, the number 284-3336. Again, 833. The number 2, the Den is the easiest way to remember it. We getting so much flack right now. What is going on? All right, we should be good. Hopefully, I have to make some adjustments. Something is not acting right. But let me put that number up. Apologize for the laggery if you were getting some laggeration, some hateration in this dancery. All right, cool. The number 833-284-3336. I'd like to know your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings on decency. Another thing y'all thought about, right? Is I ain't gonna sit here and act like I hate all kind of decency. So some of y'all ladies have no decency about yourselves, and I enjoy it. Now I'll tell myself that dirty hooker shouldn't be wearing that in public, but I appreciate it. We can talk about common shit. I tell y'all, I enjoy going to the grocery store from time to time. Sometimes you're like, wow, you are a terrible mother, but I appreciate you. Man, but I mean, they're bad representatives for the kids. And I talk about this because you see a lot of moms, and I would assume single, because if you had a husband, he's letting you wear that type of stuff around your children, or he's encouraging you to go out in public like that, then there's an issue there. But let me see what we got here. My thing is, you shouldn't be wearing what do they call them, coochie cutters, Daisy Dukes, and things like that around your children if you're going out in public. If you have a small daughter, she's going to think that's an appropriate way to dress. If you have a son, he's going to think that's the type of woman that he needs. I've spoken on that before. And it can have a negative impact, because then he's going to be like, well, my mom dressed like this, so this is the type of woman I should be pursuing. No. And you can't teach your child better if you're dressing one way, but you're telling him or her that they need to be doing something different. It's a negative impact on the entire situation. So you got to look at yourself and your levels of decency. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this morning? I don't know why it does this every fucking time. Hold on. Hello.
No, it's your boy Roman.
Already, Roman. What's the motherfucking deal, Roman? What's on your mind this morning?
Man, so sorry. I'm sorry, Honcho. Man, it be just that long pause. I'll be ready for you to come in.
Yeah, it's because it switches for some reason. It resets and it goes to the other microphone as opposed to the one I'm actually using. So
okay. Well, I would say on this topic, man. Okay, so give you a good example, man. I would say, what was it? I think sex on TV. Okay, that would not be allowed, especially back in early 70s, 80s television. That was not the main front to sale. It was not really something allowed, not really something talked about, especially on public television. And I think why stuff like that is allowed in today's time, it's sales. I mean, think about it. Why do you think porn is the number one thing searched on the internet? Sales. People love body parts. People love ass, titties. That's what people love to see. People are freaks, okay? And when you look at that, look at the top shows. Top show always has. So why do you think Empire was hit for 3 years in a row? Look what it has. It has drama. I mean, it's drama and sex sales. Okay, a lot of things that would never be on public television has just taken over public television, and it's all about the demographics of not just it makes money, also about what do viewers want to see. I think the world has moved on from the Family Man, seeing the family sitcom. I don't think people really like to see that no more. People like dramas and suspense. And so I realized what these television networks like CBS and CNN, not CNN, but NBC, and all of them have done. Oh well, all of them have done is they have basically known their audience. They know what their audience wants to see. They know they don't want to see just the same old. I mean, I'm not saying sitcoms don't exist, but what sells? Why do you think ABC has been so big with the what's it called it? How to Get Away with Murder? All that is so cute. It's suspense. It's sex. It's songs that would not be allowed or not be seen. Now this even goes into music. This goes even into music. I always use example for shit. It's example for a lot of things. How they allow the children to listen to Cardi, listen to all these different other groups that just people that would never be listened to. It's because of the money. It's the generation we're in. Like, good example. I want to tell you this, Honcho, man. Would you say in your time, right? You growing up. So you growing up is most likely 80s, right?
Yeah,
but somebody,
early 90s, late 80s, yeah.
Would somebody like Cardi B be allowed to be on public television in your time?
Man, you had interesting characters. I think as wild as it was getting was, we talked about Adina Howard the other day. You had, a little bit later in my time, you had Kai with My Neck, My Back. That was about that was like, oh my God, she said all these things. It wasn't this type of shit that's being said, you had Little Kim and you had Foxy Brown, but I think that a lot of this shit has went past that times 10, you know what I'm saying?
And it's not just that, Hunter. I think a lot of these kids has been forced on, man. The world has been more, in my opinion, more gender pushed, because look what they're allowed to see. I mean, gay people have been around since the beginning of time. But look how many shows you watch or how many movies you watch that have the gay characters. You can't escape it. And anywhere you go, you're going to get that character. Shit, even in cartoons now. Shit that wasn't seen, especially back in the day, has been more accessible now because, like I say, what the demographic has changed since the 80s and 90s. The LGBTs, their movement has grown. Yes, you could say, I would say black entertainers have grown. I'll give that example, yeah. But it's also so many other things have grown that has. Even like this, how the words being censored has got lesser and lesser and lesser and less. You could say fuck, nigga. You could say so many things on TV now without them bleeping it out. To where it's just getting thinner and thinner and thinner to where how it's becoming, how TV is becoming, how what's been shown and what's been marketed. You might as well just put porn on national television. What's the point? Because you're going that way anyway. Because so many things is kind of, now you can do this. You can do this. You can say this. You can do this. And man, it's totally changed from even when I was younger. Just what is shown now, but man, I'm gonna get off this line. I want to hear what some other people are gonna say, man.
Okay, all right, Roman. Well, I appreciate you sharing that.
Man, anytime.
All right. I agree with I want to say, except for one thing. He said that the gay people have been around since the beginning of time. I'm gonna be honest. This thing ain't, it took some male-female connections to get this thing started. I'm sure they popped up somewhere not too long after that. But whether you believe in Adam and Eve or you believe in evolution, it took some proper procreation before the gays got. So I'm gonna say they weren't around at the beginning of time. I'm sure some of them nosy ass niggas, they popped up pretty soon. Like, what's going on over here? What are you guys doing? Man, that's fucking funny. Well, but I agree with what Savage Donald Trump is saying. There's a lot of places that started to become, if you don't utilize these pronouns, it's almost considered a hate crime. You saw the people, and this is just not in this country, but even in the UK, the chick tweeted something out of the proper pronoun or dead naming or whatever you want to call it, and got jail time. Like, cops came and picked her motherfucking ass up. Like, and you gotta understand what happens on that side of the pond. Eventually, I don't know, something gets in the water. I don't know how the waterways work and shit, but it makes its way over here. And soon after, you know what I'm saying, it happens in America. I mean, just look at it. It's just how it always works. You know, they set the trends, and then America eventually, picks up some of that bullshit. Now, I don't have a problem with I don't have a problem with anybody, but my thing is this. Every single show, you have to force it. Like, you see people going crazy because there's no particular, like, and I say the same thing with niggas, because what's that show, Chernobyl or something? People talking about, well, there's no people of color. Well, did you see where this shit is located? Like, come on, man. Like, and my deal is, everybody wants to implement everything. Arthur was not designed. That rat wasn't designed. Well, I don't know. He was always questionable, but people just start throwing shit in there. The fucking original Beauty and the Beast, well, but it wasn't no gay character. Like, now they have to remake, and we have to include. And I'm not saying that, hey, yeah, you may have a design role that is suitable for a gay character, but every show, every movie, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see gay people every day. So why do I see them in every show? I really truly don't. And if I do, I sure as fuck don't know about it. Because it's not those more flamboyant ones. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's like, why is that in every show? Why is that on everything? Like, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. We talked about results and representation. But the funny thing about, like, with the LGBT situation, they get representation and results. They put that money behind what they believe in. And I was talking about something earlier, because I was watching it and I was reading an exchange between some people on the Twitter sphere, and there was a black gay dude talking about, well, where are you getting this belief that all the gays have money? Well, it's not. It's the white gays have money, the blacks don't, because they still doing nigga shit. They just gay and doing nigga shit. So, I mean, that's where the shit changes, from the Chronicles of Chicago Mike, don't fuck with me because I'm doing nigga shit. But again, honestly, I really don't have a problem. Like I said, I'm just pointing out segments of society. I'm gonna talk about everybody. I talk about niggas. I'm gonna talk about white folks. I'm gonna talk about Mexicans. I'm gonna talk about gays. I'm gonna talk about straight. I'm gonna talk about everybody. So I don't want it to get misconstrued as, oh, he hates because y'all be running with that shit. Especially Beyond the Funny Nigga. I'm just saying his name. I am just saying his name. Your name says Beyond the Funny Nigga. But I'm going to talk about everybody. There is no, honestly, there's genuinely no disdain in my heart. Because all the fucking Hispanics are Mexicans. All right? Mexico's close enough. It is what it is. Shut up, Kenneth. You part Mexican. And the thing is, and I'll tell y'all time and time again, I love Mexicans. Like, when I was young, my mom worked, shit, I was raised by fucking Mexicans. Like, that's what it was. I was a young youth speaking my Espanol, I think there is a difference, and that probably isn't a difference. But my thing is how you carry yourself. I don't understand why. Like, to me, it would make more sense, honestly, and question my logic here if you want, if you must. But it would make more sense, even though it would be probably a lot more confusing, if they were all masculine, didn't have the flamboyant, weird tendencies, because all of a sudden the gay gets associated with that aspect of it, and I don't get it, like, because it seems fabricated. The lisp, the drawn out s's, the femininity, like all of that stuff, it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand where that comes from. That's not a genetic thing, but yet it's like they all embrace those certain traits. So again, like I said, it's all confusing to me. But again, everybody has whatever it is they have, so I don't know. But again, it's a lot of stuff going on, and it's not just the gays. Like, I don't want to make this all about gays. I'm talking about people as a whole. Like I was saying right before the call. Women who wear certain things around their children, thinking it's acceptable. I look at it now, and I question it. Think about back in the day. Well, some of y'all wouldn't know. Moms wore them fucking big ass robes and shit like that around the house. Now, you got mothers, single mothers, or whatever you want to call them, and some of y'all do it. And I'm talking about y'all. I don't care. I still love y'all. But you got your butt cheeks hanging out because you're comfortable at home. That's just what women do. Women, especially if they kind of got out on their own early and they had their own place or whatever it was, or they had roommates. That's what women do. They've been doing it since since college. Shit, motherfuckers be, you go slide over to a chick dorm. All the chicks got their little booty shorts on. They home. They're comfortable. That's what they want to wear. They're not out in public doing it, so they don't look at it as a negative thing. But I think that's a habit that has to change when you have children, because I think it becomes impressionable upon the kids. And so I appreciate it. Look, I appreciate you. I thank you. I am a booty appreciator. But boy, you ain't lying. Yeah, when the MILF thing came, boy, women was embracing that with the quickness. What? MILF? I like this. I'm still on the market? Okay. So you blame Trump for half the shit the SJWs because Trump, when he started running for president, said stupid shit, and a bunch of people got butthurt. But how can you blame him for that? Those people already had that in them. Unless Trump was out there breeding like wildfire, those people already had that in them. So whether it was going to be Trump, whether it would have been anybody who said anything that they disagreed with, they cry about it. Because, you look at some of these conservative speakers, and we talk about campuses are supposed to be a place to learn. They get upset when one of these guys or one of these women come to the campus. They want to boycott. They want to start riots. They want to do all these things. Rochea Oaks, I hope I said that right. I probably fucked it up, but thank you for subscribing. I don't know if you're live. I don't know if you're watching the video, but appreciate the sub. So my thing is that I believe that comes more so from the daycare generation. And I talk about, when these parents who work a lot and they leave their kids at these daycares all day, fighting for attention with other children. What happens? The kid who cries the loudest gets the attention. You only have so much attention. Regal, I hope I'm saying that right. What's the motherfucking deal? But at these daycares, you say you have 20 kids, right? Maybe more, who knows? And you have 2 or 3 daycare workers, then you have only a couple of people who can tend to the children. And so who's going to get that attention? Not the kid that's playing his own, playing with the trucks and the cars and whatever else, because they're all right. It's the kid who just starts crying and wailing. They're going to come running. Well, what's wrong? Other kids see that and they say, hey, well, that's how they're getting attention. I want a little attention too. Let me start crying. And then every time you cry, here comes somebody running to tend to you, to grease that wheel, like you say. And then they just carry that habit on, and as they get older, this doesn't make me feel good. I'm going to cry about it. Now, people feel like they have to acquiesce to their thoughts and their feelings because they just feel uncomfortable because I feel. Not what makes sense, not what is legitimately going on, not analyzing the facts. It's feelings. Feelings have overtaken facts, and it's disgusting. It really is. I feel like I'm a jet airplane. Well, We have to respect that. I feel like I'm this, again, because when you talk about some of these things too, with some of this like non-binary bullshit. Like, I don't care what anybody says, this shit's bullshit. Like, I can accept if you're on some gay shit, or if you whatever. But when you start talking about I'm gender fluid and all that other stuff, that's where you really lose me, Well, because it just sounds like you're indecisive. That's all it is. Like, you're non-committal and indecisive. And that's not my fucking problem. That's not my issue, that you can't make a decision. So one day I'm supposed to address you as, one of a litany of fucking pronouns. And then the other day I'm supposed to change up that whole verbiage because you feel a different way. I'm not with that shit. I don't know, we're just fire emergency. You can't be like that, and little girls want to be okay. Be like that, mom, whatever. Yeah, and I agree. That's my thing, and that's what I'm saying, Sherelle. Like, that the kids are going to do what they see. Again, if you walk around the house like that and your son sees it, he's going to be like, well, that's how the woman I need to be seeking, she should dress like that. And if you are doing that around your daughter, she will say, that's what my mom does, that's what I need to do. And so, again, I'm not opposed to a woman being comfortable. Do what you do. If you ain't got no little eyes watching you, do whatever you do. Because I'm going to watch it. I'm going to look. But now, you got to understand when, the original influencer, we talk about Instagram influencers, we talk about all that social media influence. The original influencer is mama. Okay? Mama is number one. And so habits, traits, things that mama has, people are going to pick up. We're talking about PTA, but now what is that? What is that? They're saying in California that they're teaching, what is it? It's a form of pedophilia. Pedantry, I believe it's called. No, don't get me wrong, it was a couple of weeks ago I saw it. And they're teaching this in their sex ed class. They're talking about, basically, if I'm not mistaken, let's go to the good old, I think that, hey, you have to, I think once you become a mother, and I know it's an unfair standard, but I think men should have to do it too. Once you create life, you have to up your game, and you have to make small sacrifices. And one of those small sacrifices is your comfort. And so, yeah, you got to cover up, and I know we're in a day and age of body appreciation and all that. Trust me, I appreciate the bodies. But when you're on your own, no kids around, do what you do. Once they off to school, shit, you that motherfucker and twerk all day, do whatever the fuck you want to. But you have to become more aware of your actions. Same with men, the things you listen to, the things that come out of your mouth, the behaviors you engage in, the things that you're watching. All of this is very influential upon the children. And so I just think you have to take extra precaution with what you let children see you do. I'm not saying that you don't have to do it. Once you close the door to your room or whatever you got going on, dude, man, get loose, feel free. But I think when the children's eyes are upon you, you have to set an exceptional standard, because especially these days, society is not embracing that. They're not encouraging that. Now it's a free-for-all. Whatever is clever, whatever goes. So I'm not saying that you necessarily have to dress like fucking Michelle Obama all the time. But at the same time, don't be around your kids dressing like Cardi B, Wow. 16 get married without the parent. Well, it's about to start getting real wild. And so I think that you have to be that example, because again, everything now on TV it seems like it's getting worse and worse. Michelle is cool. in certain aspects. Michelle lost me with the Beyonce thing. Like, you are the wife of the leader of the free world, and if you could be anything, you want to be Beyonce? Really? Word, word, word. All right, whatever you say. But I just think about setting the standard. The standard starts at home, you know. And if you can make those sacrifices, I think in turn your children will learn from that, and they'll be able to make the tough sacrifices in life. And I'm not saying everybody should give up everything, but when a tough decision has to be made or they have to go through a tough situation, you know, I think they'll be more suitable for it, because when you make those sacrifices, you're going to carry yourself a certain way. You set that standard. That's something that gets carried with them for life. But when it's just kind of anything goes around the house, you know, even if you are a single mom, you say you do have, you do have male relations, you know, that's fine. But make sure that, you know, oh, okay, that's fine. But don't let your children see all them coming in and out, you know. Don't let them see them coming in and out. Like, you have to just kind of do things in private, or, you know, hey, get a babysitter, step out, go elsewhere. I think there's just certain things that you have to do as a parent to safeguard the kids. That's just the way I see it, you know. What y'all in here talking about? You say logic on the endangered list. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, Roman said something about TV too, and that they know what. Let me take this call, and then we'll come back to that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this morning?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? It's NPC.
NPC, what's on your mind, man?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right. I just don't want to be too noisy because I'm outside. Hey, you know, so you know what gets me is, it's one thing, like you said, if you're doing it in the privacy of your own home, but when you have people legislating laws to force you to, you know, just go along with their ideology, that's another thing. You're being compelled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something that you see more and more. Like I was saying, you got states that, you know, if you don't refer to someone as your preferred gender, it's considered a hate crime. Or states that are forcing businesses to refer to people, you know, as their preferred gender, and if they don't, they get fined, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, what do companies do? They, you know, they crack down on their employees and they say, hey, you have to do this. That's all compelled speech. You know, and it's only going to get worse. You don't find that to be, you know, just like frustrating and invasive?
And I think that's kind of messed up, because once you kind of develop a habit, so even if you say you're at work and you don't want to say these things, you don't want to do it, but hey, you got a family to take care of, I need to keep my job, you know, and then even if I do go somewhere else, I'll probably still have to follow these same rules. Eventually, that's going to infiltrate your way of thinking. Once you start calling somebody, you feel like they're a man, but you have to start calling them her and she and, you know, all that stuff. Eventually that you become indoctrinated. After you're doing that for so long, you start from the way you think about them, the way you address them, it changes. So you may have a set of original beliefs, but now because you have to appease these rules, it ends up in the long term changing the way you think. And again, I agree with you. It's compelled speech, it's forced, and I don't think people should have to do that. If you are obviously born male, you know, then it is what it is. It's unfortunate. Maybe you didn't get the outcome you thought you wanted, but you know, what I see is a man, and so that's how I'm going to refer to it, and that's what it should be. As a matter of fact, I just saw someone say that they had fired one of their employees because they had a transgender coworker, and they referred to the transgender as it, and so they got fired for that.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, well, you see more and more of that throughout the country, especially, you know, schools now. Schools, if you don't get with the program, you'll get suspended. You know what I mean? Imagine paying thousands of dollars to go to school, you know, get halfway through your through your degree, and then you get kicked out of school because you're not getting with the program. You know, you're not referring to someone as LGBTQ, or you have, you know, more conservative thoughts. You know, that's something that you know, like Shannon, she's in the chat talking about, oh, you know, it's parents, you know, parents control that, but parents can only control that to some degree. When you're a kid and you're going to school, and think about it, you're in grade school, and they're like, all right, well, we're gonna have LGBTQ participation week or something like that, and you have to, you know, do something that obviously goes against your morals or even goes against your religious beliefs. How do you get around that? She's talking about PTAs. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. That shit don't work everywhere. You know what I mean? You gotta have parents who are or you gotta be a part of a school system where parents have a lot of control over that. You know what I mean? Maybe in more conservative counties and more conservative towns, that might be a thing that happens. But you can't go to a lot of these major liberal cities and try some shit like that. You know what I mean? They'll kick your kid out of school.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, can you see that? I mean, especially with these schools that are allowing boys to run as girls, so that tells you where the trajectory is going, and it's not going backwards anytime soon. It's not going to get leveled out anytime soon. It's going to be a problem. It's going to continue to be a problem, and that's another thing that I say. I know a lot of women are more compassionate. A lot of women are more accepting of what's going on, but then they're the ones that are mainly getting squeezed out more so than anybody else, because as you see, they're infiltrating women's sports and quote unquote breaking records and, you know, winning these championships or whatever else is happening, and women are getting squeezed out. They're losing twice. They're losing in the race, and they're losing in the overall race of life, because, you know, they're missing out on scholarships and every other thing, and it's unfortunate for them, but yet they keep co-signing a lot of these behaviors, you know. And so if that's what they want to do, I can't knock it, but you got to realize what's happening.
Well, soon enough, it's not just going to be sports. It's going to be work. It's going to be everywhere. You know what I mean? You're going to have a guy who claims to be a woman. He'll be getting all the top spots, and just based off of that, it won't be a meritocracy. It'll just be, you know, hey, are you a man? Are you gay? Are you, you know, here's a spot. And that shit's frustrating because, you know, shit. I grew up in the fucking projects. My mom making fucking, you know, $12,000 a year because she chose to be on welfare, you know. And I saw all that shit growing up, and I'm like, man, I don't want no part of none of this liberal shit. I want to, you know, work hard, get the fuck out of here, and do my thing. You know what I mean? But it's kind of hard to, you know, stay on course when this shit's being thrust upon you, man. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You know what bothers me the most?
What's up?
It's the people who complain about it, right? So you'll have a lot of minorities, believe it or not, they have conservative views.
Yes,
Hispanics, they have conservative views. Older black folks, island folks, you know, from the Caribbean, they have conservative views. You know, if you go back home, if you go back to Jamaica or any of those islands, or you go to Mexico, this shit is not flying over there, and they're not very fond of this. But right? How come they keep voting for the people who are legislating this? How can you be against it but still support the political group that is supporting this? It's madness. It doesn't make any sense.
I agree with you. I mean, I think when you do look at it and you break it down, that most minorities do have conservative views, but I think it's just the association or the term conservative or Republican or however you want to look at it. I think there's such a negative connotation with that people would just rather go to the other side, or because maybe the Liberal Party actually addresses them more specifically or more directly, they feel that they have their best intentions in mind, and so they'll lean that way. But I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think you have a lot. I mean, if you really look at it, when it comes down to it, most of the major issues, I would think that, you know, if you took a label off of it, didn't say it was a conservative issue or a Democrat liberal point, that if you just listed certain things, that I think most people would lean with more of the conservative views. But I think it's the way the media portrays it, it's the association with the term that steers people away from it.
Yeah, no, and I get it. It's just the what's the word? The you said it yesterday when you feel a certain way when reality hits you and you know it's true but you just don't want to accept it.
Oh, cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, I feel like we just have everybody's experiencing that and they just don't want to break away from it. And the sooner you accept it that hey, this is what I'm feeling, this is the truth, I think it'll open you up to just being able to think more on your own and stop this fucking brainwashing shit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was all, man. I'm at work, so.
Well, NPC, I appreciate you
We'll
calling
go back.
in, man.
All right, brother.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Shout out to NPC, man. And my thing is this, like I say, it's not, again, because people will take it. I don't want to call it disrespect, because personally, I don't think it's disrespectful, but I guess if you're on the other side, you would feel that way, right? Because if you're a natural born man and you are a man, and then someone says, hey, chick, or hey, woman, or whatever else, you're going to feel disrespected as a man. Ain't no broad, you ain't going to talk to me like that. But then you look at it from the other side because the person feels like something, but yet you still have male genitalia or, all the other stuff that goes with it. You might get surgeries and other things like that. Hey, if you commit it, then I'll commit. But my thing is that a lot of people just throw on a dress and a wig, and then you're supposed to call them something else. And I don't think it works like that, man. I don't think that makes sense to me. It's like you're a man, okay? Because if you take off that wig and that dress and everything else, you blend right back in with the men. And so, again, I don't want to play the guessing games. I don't want to play the who are you today shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily feel like it's disrespect. I feel like it's factual, and it goes both ways. It's not just men, because I know chicks who are studs, and it causes such confusion. And again, we're getting off into the gay topic. I want to get back to decency, but I know chicks who are studs, and dudes have said something, along the lines of something sexual in reference to them, and they'll call a dude gay. It's like, but you're a chick, so it's not gay. It's weird, very odd, but it's not gay. You know what I mean? And so that's the crazy shit about it. Like, I believe that, and this is what I do honestly believe, I do believe that these people in their minds, they decide and they truly believe it. And so that's why it would be hurtful to them in the same way that, if you're born biologically a man and somebody calls you a broad or somebody calls you a chick, or, if you're a woman and you may have maybe more masculine features or something, and a dude say, oh, you look like a man, or something like that, or a chick say you look like a man, but you are a woman. I can understand where it would be hurtful. But when you are in fact a man or a woman, if you dyking and you go home and you unstrap the tape off your breasts, you still got titties, you unhook your strap on, you still have a vagina, you are a woman. And you're a man and you go take off your whatever, I don't know what all they got going on, but you're still a man. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just what it comes down to. Like, I don't feel like it's disrespectful. And again, but I'm not in that situation, so it's hard for me to say, right? And that's the thing, so. Well, and I think they should. I think that should be a thing. I think it should be like that. They definitely need to implement that over here. But then they'll talk about it as some type of oppression, or it's my right, or I can go back and get their birth certificates changed. I think that if a person emulates another gender, whether they feel like they're transitioning or not, and you dupe somebody, yeah, you should serve jail. That's a form of sexual assault. Because again, it may be against my wishes. The same way women can decline, hey, I don't want to have sex with that man. I agree with that. That's how it should be. I think it's probably what happened more so to men on the other end. It's like, no, I don't want to have any type of sexual interaction with someone who has the same genitalia as me. They originally duped me because I remember seeing that same one, the track one, right? Talking about what I feel like I'm a straight woman. You look like a straight up nigga. You look like a straight up nigga, and you just you just decided this 1 year that you're gonna start transitioning. You've been a dude your whole life, and now all of a sudden you feel like you're straight. Like, these are the things that we're allowed to say, and that's the confusion. That's the problem. Again, what you feel is not real, okay? You can carry yourself like whatever you want to. You can do all that stuff. People will understand what you're trying to do. But as far as forcing people to use this terminology because it makes you feel better, I think that's the problem. I think that's a big problem. Yeah, and again, that's my deal. And like, that's why I say hate crimes are such a questionable thing, period, point blank. A crime is a crime. I don't think if you commit murder just because you hate the motherfucker, generally people gonna hate somebody to kill a motherfucking ass. Sometimes things go wrong in other situations, but generally they have to hate somebody to kill them. So to me, a crime is a crime. I don't think that hate distinction makes it any greater or any worse, But again, if you are out there duping people, and just because you feel like it, you think it's okay, you should have to serve jail time. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I do agree. Now, niggas, y'all know where y'all be at. If y'all sliding and y'all motherfucking in a gay bar and this is possibly a woman, yeah, you get no recourse in my book. You got to deal with your bullshit. You took that risk. You got to deal with that. That brings that back to the aspect of decency. Is that not a decent thing? If you are born a man, you're transitioning into a woman. Would it not be decent of you to say, to tell any sexual partner that you're engaging with, hey, before we do this, and this, I was born a man. I feel like a woman now, or who had this song, feels like a woman. But is that not decency to disclose that, to say, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, this, and this, to not trick somebody into doing something that they, in any other situation, would not do? Do you know what I'm saying? Shaq Cushington, yes. We do den at 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening, so double dens during the weekdays. It's that boy Cush, main hold up. 642, I was talking about some ma'am. Yeah, that's my thing, Already go. But my thing is just like, again, if you feel differently, call and express why you feel differently, because the den is about seeing both sides. It's not about being, focused on one angle. Everybody has an opinion, whether they agree or disagree. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this morning?
You got Professor Trill. What's up, Honcho?
Professor Trill, what's the motherfucking deal, man? How you feeling today, Professor Trill?
I'm feeling all right.
Okay.
I was just listening to what you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree, but damn, it's up to a point. Because if you take the homosexuality out of it,
Mm-hmm.
then you run into a whole nother problem.
Hmm.
Because if you're talking about basically false advertising,
Mm-hmm.
straight people do the same shit.
Okay. How so?
Well, a lot of these men pretend like, they got all this money and fooling and tricking in these women, knowing that's what attracts them to ugly niggas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He might pretend he have a car or a certain type of job, maybe even a home, got all these pictures on different social media, you know what I'm saying? Pretending to be something that he's not.
Mm-hmm.
And then he lulls these women into a false sense of security, and that's when they got you, bitch. You know, it's what it is.
Okay.
And then the woman's side, which we've discussed ad nauseum, I don't feel I have to go into detail of that.
Right.
You know, they are the kings of false advertisement. And I feel comfortable at saying that because y'all put us to shame.
Oh yeah. So it's a whole secondary market for false advertisement assisting products.
Correct.
But I have a question. So here's what I think about that. So is it not different? And I understand the false advertising aspect because we just talked about a story about a dude who was playing like a fake millionaire on these social medias, getting women to fly out, and then he was robbing them, basically stealing their credit and all that other shit. And that is despicable. That's certified scumbag activity. But you know, is it not different when we're talking about more specifically just the body? So if a person goes and they get surgery, they shave the Adam's apple, they do all this other stuff, and then them hands, it's tough to deceive them hands. You always got to look out for them hands. That's a tough one. But they go do all this other stuff, get the implants in the ass and all this. They're presenting their body as a woman, minus all the materialistic stuff, and it gets to that point, and then they you know, whatever happens, and then you know, next thing you know, you find out, hey, this person was born a man, or you get to that point and discover that there's some extra equipment, and you know, a situation occurs. And that's kind of the angle I'm looking at. But I do agree that, you know, men should be ashamed for the false advertising. Like, if you got to go through those type of links just to get you some pussy, you really doing too much because it's not that difficult. But do you think that should be a punishable offense, like a legally punishable offense, if someone is not honest about how they were born? Because then it's putting you in a situation where you may have certain standards. You know, you may have religious beliefs or whatever else it is that says, hey, you know, I'm not with the LGBT thing, but there's a lot of surgeons in this motherfucker. It's getting tougher and tougher and tougher to deceive the difference. So if a man is duped, or even before it gets that far, you know, things happen, foreplays and all that other shit, you getting encountered by this individual, and then you find out that you've been messing with a born man, should you have some type of legal recourse?
It depends. I think it depends. Like, if you were just trying to get your rocks off, that's one thing. But if you're trying to pursue a relationship, yeah, that's different. Like, and the only way I can think of it is this: say you a woman and you meet this guy, right? And you end up falling in love with this dude. So y'all having sex and shit, getting married the whole nine. Now you trying to have children. Come to find out, he was a woman that transitioned into a dude. Can't have kids. What the fuck are you supposed to do in that situation? And then even then, what kind of value would you put on that? Like, is you gonna sue them for money? Are they gonna get jail or prison time? Like, how do you quantify that?
No. That's tough. Both.
I don't know.
Like, I'm going the civil route, and once I get paid, then take your ass to jail. Goddamn. But no, that's a tough situation. Yeah, absolutely. Because if you did have a specific intention, because I want to say I heard a story about that vice versa, and yeah, it's tough, man. That's a very, very sketchy predicament to get in. Talking about the trading mess with Chingy. Yeah, man, and that's a tough situation to be in, and I don't know how you would, but I think that when it comes to, like you said, rocks versus relationship, I think once a significant amount of time has been, you know, given to the relationship, and you're talking about this is time that you can't get back, I think that should be more of a civil situation where, you know, you've you know, say you're that woman, you know, time has been taken off your biological clock or whatever you want to call it. You know, it becomes more dangerous as you get older to have kids and all those things we know about. I think that should be more of a civil thing, but at the same time, I think there should be certain criminal charges because, again, now I'm engaging in sexual activities that are, not necessarily my wish, but I was duped into believing that this is what was going on when I was actually, again, like I said, false advertising. So I really do. I'm joking, but at the same time, I do believe it's both. But I think if it's just a rocks off situation, and you stumbled home with something after the club, and you thought it was this, and it's actually that, then I think that should just be a criminal situation where you just a simple sexual assault or whatever you want to call it, as opposed to the time really being wasted, because you didn't really waste a whole lot of time if it's just some old late night hype type shit. I think that's how I would look at it.
That's the definition of a slippery slope. Because it's like you could overdo it in a certain aspect, depending on the perspective that you look at it from, or you can the penalty could not be enough.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Depending on your perspective. So it's just that's fucked up situation.
Yeah, I kind of agree with we got two interesting comments. I'm gonna share these comments with you, get your thoughts on that. So everything Nikki says is like rape to me. They made you do something that you didn't want to do, and that's truthful. Because you've done something that you thought it was one thing, but it was actually something else occurring. And then Savage Donald Trump was saying disorderly conduct, and it's a Class C misdemeanor in Connecticut. Says a person is guilty of disorderly conduct when, with intent to cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, or recklessly creating a risk thereof, such person engages in fighting or, let me see what the rest of it is, or in violent, tumultuous, or threatening behavior, or by offensive or disorderly conduct, annoys or interferes with another person. So technically, would that be, do you think it's more rape or more disorderly conduct?
That's a good one, because again, it depends on your perspective of how you look at it. It can slide the bar either way. But would you also consider it being entrapment?
That's interesting. Yeah.
That makes sense too.
Yeah.
You're luring a person into a false sense of something, and then you're springing it on them. That's the definition of entrapment.
Yeah.
In layman's terms.
Yeah, so it's a bunch. Let's hit them with all the charges. Goddamn. Let's just throw all the books at them. 1, 2, 3 strikes you out. Goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit them with all the books, because it's a terrible deal. And I think that, and this is where it comes back to the conversation today, which is decency. How hard is it to be decent and say, hey,
It's not hard to be decent at all, man. But people these days, man, it's people are selfish to an extreme. I promote being selfish to a point.
Yeah.
I do. But you know what I'm saying? But they take it to an extreme.
Yeah.
It's like just fuck everybody on every issue all the time, every day, all day.
Yeah.
Like, well, damn, nigga, like who the fuck raised you to feel like that? You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of motherfuckers just can't even be decent.
Yeah.
Like a lot of you men, all these women want you to do is just be decent.
Yeah.
That's it. They're not asking that much, and vice versa. Just want a woman to be decent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be an unfounded whore. I don't think that's too much to ask. And whore works both ways.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen. Well, I shouldn't say unfounded, undercover whore.
Yeah.
That's the worst kind.
Yes.
If you're going to be a hoe, just be a hoe. Right. Front and center.
Shout out to the hoes.
If a dude, and if a dude, and ladies, y'all fall for this shit too. And I don't know about the guys so much. If the girl tell you, ain't too many girls are going to straight up tell you she a hoe.
No.
I ain't never met one in my life.
No.
But I known a lot of dudes be like, look, man, I'm in this for fucking. I'm not looking for no relationship. And the woman just gets love in this false sense. But I could change that. I could put this pussy on him, or I can make him fall in love with me, and that's not what he's looking after.
Yeah.
He told you from the jump. I know a lot of dudes that go through this with these women, and then they go to getting all jealous, go to following this nigga, go to tracking this nigga phone and shit, which I didn't even know was a thing till a couple of months ago.
Oh, word.
You can GPS a motherfucker now. Yeah.
That's tough.
And then they get all mad, show up at your other bitch house, and now y'all want to fight and shit. You and this bitch going at it. Then you looking at her like, bitch, what the fuck? You just gonna go fuck this? Yeah, bitch, because I told you that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when a nigga sometimes, ladies, a nigga be honest with you, you don't even be trying to hear it.
Yeah, and it is, yeah, because it's one of them things you got your own mind made up in your own head, and I think we've seen some of these conversations in here where, you know, you try to say one thing, but when your mind is made up on another idea or another belief that you're not hearing anything that the other person is saying, you know, and so I think that's what happened with a lot of those situations like you just mentioned, you know, hey, look, I don't want nothing serious, but you get to fucking around and, you know, you get to feeling good to her or whatever it may be, you know, and she gonna get that attachment, and you know, I think we've all had situations like that. It's not always easy to get rid of those things, because then you start getting accused of, well, you did this, but no, I didn't, because I told you straight up this was my intent. Now along the way somewhere you might have caught a different vibe, but if I've never said these things, just because you feeling this stuff in your head or you marinated on it in your own time, then that's not necessarily what it is, you know. So, like I say, it's a crazy shit. It's some crazy shit.
Yeah, and the reason I say that, not to sound sexist, it's just that it's a difference. Because a lot of you ladies is out here looking for a good man. A lot of these niggas is looking for some pussy.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing. It's not on the same level.
That's true.
And he don't give a shit what kind of bitch he get the pussy from, unless he just attracted to a certain type of female.
Yeah.
Because there's certain niggas that prey on good women.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
And them some hoe ass, I can't stand them niggas, because what they do is they get one of them, but then they fuck them up for the rest of them.
Exactly.
Now she all mean and bitter and shit. Nigga can't even hold the door open for without getting some kind of underhanded comment.
Yeah. This is true.
You just want to fuck me? Of course I do.
Yeah.
So the fact that I know that, you know that, why are you holding it against me? That's what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
You know, it's super funny because I was talking about Hot Damn Iraq, and I think the same dude I showed you the Mario video and stuff. Now he's changed a whole lot because he went through a bunch of shit, and I could relate to what he had going on. But he used to do some real wild videos, and you know, he had some very interesting commentary. I don't know if you saw the one about the stripper outside the club, and she talking about men ain't shit, but she was the one that went to Baltimore and didn't bring a jacket. But men ain't shit because nobody wanted to give up their jacket, even though she was talking about how she fuck with NFL players and all that other shit. I don't know if you saw that one. But he had some real good logic on that. But he also had another one where he, you know, women were like, well, just be honest, and, you know, don't play any games and be straight up from the jump, right? You know, if you just want to fuck, just say so. So he went to the mall and was basically telling chicks, hey, you know, I'm really attracted to you. I'd like to have sex with you. I'd like to fuck or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that does not work. That does not work.
No.
You cannot tell him. And he got slapped, assaulted, threatened, and all kind of shit. Like, you can't be that direct with a woman. Like, you have to go through the finesses. You have to do this shit to get the guard down. You have to do all this other stuff before you can even bring that conversation up. Now, depending on the environment, sometimes you can pull off some Hail Marys and some miracles, and, you know, just depending on the whole situation. But you can't do that straight up in your normal public places. In a club, you could probably pull that off. At a party or some shit like that, depending on, like I say, where, you could probably pull it off. It's been some interesting situations in my life, but, you know, you can't go up to your average woman. I know a lot of women say, just be honest and, you know, it'll get you further. No, the fuck it won't. Being honest will get you arrested. Like, you...
What about... What if you flip the script, though, Honcho? What happened?
Man, you a dirty dog. Oh, you talking about if women did it? Okay, yeah.
If women just walked up to a nigga and say, I want to take you out this club right now to the car and I want you to fuck me silly.
Yeah.
That nigga not finna smack this, bro. He be like, hey, bro, I'll let y'all later.
Well, exactly.
I'm out.
Yeah, you finna bounce. You know what I'm saying?
It's different. It's not the same. We are not the same creatures. So how y'all always trying to praise this equality shit will never be equal. Our mindset is completely different than yours. And when you finally realize that, that's when you'll understand the way men do, or why men do the shit they do, a whole lot more. And it's not that difficult to understand. You know, but you don't want to know. You want to feel like we have the same emotions and feelings like you. And it took me a while to understand this point. Women always want the man to love her as much as she loves him. But they say, and I'm still trying to understand this a little bit, that a man will never be able to love a woman as much as she loves him.
No.
And I'm like, I don't understand how you will quantify that. I've heard some of the explanations and shit, but I just don't know. They say, but the mind of a woman just works differently.
I do, and I think it's that because they have stronger emotions, so I think they're going to feel things more intensely.
Right.
So I mean, it just kind of it is what it is. I don't think it's a bad thing either. I really don't. You know, and that's why if a woman's supposed to be that support system, that backbone to that man, she has to be able to love more because she has to be willing to see through all the mistakes and the failures and the problems that he has if she's going to be committed to him and still be willing to see him in that light. Now, if it was just some other type of shit, I don't think that energy would be the same. You know, I don't think she would be that motivation, that muse, and all those things those terms that people use. You know.
Yeah, and the caveat to that, which I think is one of the fucked up characteristics that a person could have.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
That shit right there, Honcho, I can't deal. I can't. I'm not built for that jealous shit. I'm not, and I know y'all ladies go through this shit too. Cause I've seen that too. Niggas, hey, who you talking to? Where you going? What time you gonna be back? Then when you don't be back, this nigga blowing your motherfucking phone up. What the fuck wrong with you, nigga? I don't get that shit. I really don't. Why you liking that big bitch picture? You once want that bitch. No. Well, yeah, but no.
I mean, if the circumstances were different, but baby, it's you, baby, it's you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just being a man doing man thing. It's the same thing as if I seen this woman out in public, I would look. And in my mind, I'm clicking the like button.
Straight
It's
up.
the same shit. So why you get so offended if you can see that I'm doing it, knowing that I do it in real time anyway?
Yeah.
What's the fucking difference?
Yeah.
It's the way you feel about it. Now you don't feel it sexy because now you intimidated by this other bitch that I've never met, probably never will meet in a whole lifetime. You jealous of a person, a random fucking person, anywhere on this big ass planet that I'm not even pursuing. I don't understand that. I don't get the jealousy shit.
Yeah.
I don't. Now, if I just sit up here and just be like, ooh, oh, baby, I wish you could look more like her, that's on a whole nother level. That's going way too far. Nah, he's putting the comparison.
Yeah.
It's not a figment of your imagination. It's some shit that he literally is putting out there. That's different. But when y'all just pick up on certain little pieces of shit, it causes problems. And then the man be like, what the fuck did I do? I don't understand what or why this is wrong. Or why you so mad at me? Now you don't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm not a woman, so how would I even be able to start to explain?
Like I
But
say,
that's precisely my point. That's why men don't understand.
Well, that's a tough deal. I think that's why there's always going to be that gap, you know,
Yeah.
between men and women. And you just got to find ways. You just got to find that right one that you can bridge that connection with and have that understanding. But yeah, that jealousy thing is something I've never ever comprehended. Hey, look, if you're going to go out, go out. I'm not going to call you, you know, hey, I may send you a text, everything all right? If you say good, good. It is what it is. But I expect the same fucking vibe whenever I go do what I'm finna go do. And that's how, you know, that's how I work.
Don't be accusatory. You know, if you tell me, look, I'm going to be home late. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, you grown. You stay out as long as you want to. But if I wake up in the morning and it's 6 o'clock and your ass ain't here, I'm like, okay, late is late, but goddamn, bitch, it's a whole nother day. The day a third of the way over with, or a quarter of the way over with. So, you all right? Everything good? Still alive over there? And then if I don't get no message back or nothing like that, nah, it's time for me to go in full mode. Okay, what the fuck going on now? But if you message back and tell me, oh, well, this happened, or I fell asleep, or whatever, then we can talk about that shit when you get home.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to blow up right then and there. I'm going to see what you're talking about. But if it's some holes in your story,
Yeah.
I'm on your ass.
Exactly.
It's just that I'm going to let you hang yourself.
Exactly. Because my thing is,
I'm not going to go out and hold no investigation. I'm not going to call all your friends. After I talk to you, if I haven't talked to you, then I'll talk to your friend.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen her? You know where she at? What's going on? Is she with you? No, but then I need your ass to help me look for her. Since you her goddamn friend. I'm recruiting motherfuckers to find your ass. Then once I find you, then yeah, I do believe I need an explanation. But if you come home at like 2 something in the morning, you don't know me no fucking explanation. You don't.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You just you got to deal with everything accordingly, and like you said, you know, if it's a situation, this is what you got to understand, fellas, and ladies too, I guess. But ladies, I think it's a bit more difficult. Man, fellas, I don't care what you have been in, what you have been through. You have to be willing to take an L, and what I mean by that is not, oh, well, she just did some shenanigans, I'll deal with it. No, you have to be willing to lose it all. Like if she's not playing right, and you accepting some of these shenanigans behavior, you got to be willing to say, well, fuck it, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna be on about my way. You can always bounce back. I'm a firm believer in that. And that's why I'm not a jealous person. That's why I'm not like, this is not saying, oh, I don't love you, I don't care about you. But at the same time, if you go out and make that mistake, or you go out and do some dumb shit, I know what type of dude I am. I know my character. I know there would be plenty of women who would enjoy my presence in my company. And if you're going out and doing some of that fun, okay, well, hey, it was cool. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope it was worth it. Hey, I have no hard feelings. You know, it's human nature. You know, I'll holler at you. You know, yeah, and that's all it is. Like, I'm not finna get overly emotional about the situation. I'm not finna be like, man, you know, and I'm not finna stalk you. I'm not finna do any of that shit. I'm finna move on. I'm finna, okay, well, I'm back on the market, or I'm back on, you know, whatever to do what I'm doing. Like, you gotta be, I think you got a lot of people who are afraid of taking it down. Now, it might be different in my situation because, again, like I said, I don't have biological children and all that other stuff. So there's another layer that going on when you have those commitments. And then again, it's like not married. So I think that's, you know, people may look at it, but at the same time, you may have to be willing to take that L in that situation too. You just have to explain it to the kids and figure it out from there.
Huge L in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, so
I always looked at it like this. I would tell mine, I'm like, look here. I'm in the mindset where I'm a grown man, you a grown woman. There's nothing that I can do to stop you from fucking whoever you want to fuck.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try to do that. If that's what you want to do, cool. I would just appreciate it if you just kept it a buck with me. Hey, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I did, cool. We can discuss what happens after that. But just keep it 100. Yeah. It's that simple. So I'm not going to be sitting up here doing all this investigating. And the fucked up part is some of you ladies and you men, y'all enjoy your partner doing this shit. Y'all enjoy this motherfucker acting all crazy and acting all jealous and shit. Oh, well, that's just because you love me. No, because that nigga is insecure or she's insecure. That's not love. Some of y'all got that fucked up royally. You like your nigga wilding out, showing up the place, acting all crazy. That's love, though. No, I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
Yeah, and to them that shows that he cares. Nah, I mean, the motherfucker crazy. And niggas, yeah, like you say, niggas like that shit. What they all say about them Latinas? Oh, I like them crazy, man. Fuck that shit. That is crazy, nigga. I don't want no crazy. That's passion. I don't want that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? That passion gonna have your ass in a body bag. That nonsense. Fuck all that. But, because look, women are killing me.
Lorena Bobbitt was passionate, right?
Mm-hmm. And then
I don't think so.
He couldn't find his shit after that. That's tough. That's oof.
But all that's just part of being decent. I mean, damn, how hard it is just to keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really not that hard. It's simple. And some people will, you know, how hard is it for you not to say exactly what you feel? That's not that hard either. But I mean, what kind of person would I be if I was dishonest?
Yeah.
So you would just prefer me to sit up here and lie to your face.
Yeah.
And then when I finally lie to you, a lie that you don't want to hear, all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. What the fuck? You can't have it both ways. I can't tell you the truth when it's convenient for you. It's not how the truth works.
Right.
Now, do I look fat in this dress? Yes.
Yeah.
You knew you was fat before you got in the motherfucker.
Oh shit, yeah. 'Cause if you ain't think so, you wouldn't be asking. Straight up.
Mama, you think I'll be able to get into that school? No. Nigga, you made straight C. Fuck out my face with that bullshit. Mama ain't accepting nobody with straight C. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't know how to be honest with other folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might hurt their feelings at first, but shit. Sooner or later, if they decide to grow up, they'll come around. But if they don't grow up, they'll never come around. And then some of them come around too late once you stop fucking with them.
Yeah.
I got somebody that's been trying to fuck with me probably for the past, 8, 9 years?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Be like that.
I didn't know what I had when I had it. Of course you did. Now you learn, so move on.
Yeah. But again, you live and you learn. But again, like I say, it didn't be like that. But and I find it funny though, because I was saying that something I don't understand. I guess maybe I'm a little bit different. I was talking about the other day, every chick that I fuck with, because I know a lot of people, once they split or they stop fucking around, there's this anger and hate, towards one another. Hey, if I fuck with you, at one point in time I had to like you for some reason. And I'm pretty much cool with every chick that I done ever fucked with, or, I call myself spending a few minutes with or some time with or whatever, except for like one. But outside of that, and that's just because she was just too emotional. She was trying to pursue things that I blatantly said that I had no interest in, but it is what it is. And even then, she was still trying to be cool and then misinterpreted some things. And so that's, again, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and explain, because you're choosing to hear what you want to hear. And it's not my job to overly clarify when I've already stated my piece. But why do you think that is, that people can't, be amicable after, a split?
Oh, I know exactly why it is, because I was just thinking about it in my head. It's because you fell for the okie doke.
Mm-hmm.
And we right back to that, the dude doing that little shit in the mall where he was telling them exactly what was up.
Mm-hmm.
What he was being himself, real from the get-go. Everybody puts up this facade when they find themselves interested in another motherfucker. So, and then once they get to a comfortable point in a relationship, or however, it evolves to, then they start slowly transitioning to themselves. And then the partner be like, well, you're not the same person. Now I come to find out, I don't like the motherfucker you really are. I fuck with the person that you was pretending to be. That's exactly where that comes from. And men is probably worse at that shit.
Yeah.
Because we do it a lot sooner than a woman would do it. A man would do it as soon as he get like boyfriend status, or a key to the crib type shit. That's when he starts asserting his dominance, and then he'll start to change, as a lot of women see. A woman don't do it until after you take the motherfucking vows.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that shit, because she'll be the same chick she was when she your girlfriend, everything cool. But as soon as she become your wife, that's when it rears its ugly head. Then you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, where did you come from? Oh, this is the way I always been. Well, I got you bitches. Same thing. That's how the women get your ass.
Yeah.
You done already signed up for this.
Man, you think some niggas will see it, because you be seeing them bridezillas when they start, the closer they get to that wedding day, you see little signs. And I think niggas be trying to, it's just the wedding, gets putting stress on her. No.
What are you doing?
That's her fighting back that feeling to be who she want to be. when that wedding day comes, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I don't understand that, because some of them ladies just be like, what in hell? Look, I understand, that you probably been dreaming about this day or this moment since you was a little girl, and everybody putting you on a pedestal. But Jesus Christ, is it really that fucking serious?
Man, I think
And then you
society
put
has a lot
all
to do with
those, every little fucking molecule of emotion that you have, you throw all that shit into it. And to me, I could give a fuck what color the flowers is. I don't give a shit what the bride maids and the groom. I don't give a fuck what they wear. I don't care where the venue at. I came here to broadcast my love for you and to say this shit in front of everybody.
Yeah.
That's all I came here for. I can give a fuck what it look like.
Shit.
I care less.
Fuck all that. Let's
We can
slide
do
to
this
the
at the
courthouse.
backyard with the grill going. I'm talking about that's cool with me.
Yeah. Shit, I'll go to the courthouse. Let's go just sign that paperwork. We Gucci. You ain't got to do all this. I ain't about impressing other motherfuckers. I know, but I think women do that to shit on other women a lot. I
don't know. To me, what I think it is, Honcho, I think it's the one time that a woman actually gets to physically make her dream a reality, and she not gonna let nobody fuck that vision up. I think that's just how they feel. Like, you know what? This is my one chance to make this into what I've always wanted for my whole life. I want this moment to go exactly how I planned it. Yeah. And I'm not gonna let none of you bitches and none of you niggas fuck that up for me.
Yeah. Okay. How does a motherfucker feel? I know we done got way off topic, but it is what it is. I'm gonna bring it back to decency. I'm gonna bring y'all full circle.
Yeah.
So how do you think a motherfucker feels? When you get to the wedding and you hey, anybody have anything to say? Speak now, forever hold your peace. And somebody stands up.
Oh, bro.
And they have something
I'd have been to a couple while I was sitting up here like, Jesus Christ. Ooh, wee. I was worse. I never experienced this.
Yeah.
But I've heard about it happening to somebody that I knew. The other woman came through the door.
Oh, shit.
With a child in tow.
Oh, double damage.
Let's just say the father of the bride.
Yeah.
This nigga has a mean 3-piece combo. That's all I'm gonna say. A mean 3-piece combo.
Oh, motherfucker. Ain't that a bitch? That's some tough shit, man. That's well, I say tough shit a lot, but that's it. I don't even have nothing for that. I don't even know how you escalate that term. Man, what? And you can't, you really can't fight back in that situation because you in the wrong. But you don't want to take no, fuck that. Look, hey, nigga, you ain't just going to be hitting up. Yeah, I fucked up, nigga, and what? I'm still trying to marry you. But now, that's a bad situation. That was bad.
I laughed. I thought it was hilarious.
Man, it was, I remember.
You got everything you deserve, bro. Her father spent all that money on that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have beat your ass too on camera.
You see the one.
They had the shit on tape.
You hear the one that about old buddy. Like this, to me, this is I don't know. Like I said, I think he played himself kind of in that one because it was one where he was getting married and then like right before the vows or I do's or something, he told basically like everybody, look under their seat and.
Yeah, I told you about that.
Okay, you talking about that? Okay.
It was a picture of the bride and the best man. No, he waited till after they got married.
Oh, he waited till after they got married? Okay, shit.
Oh, yeah. He waited till that shit was over with. He said, I like to divert everybody's attention to the vanilla envelope that's underneath your chair. And then he took one of the bridesmaids' face. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
She went.
Yeah. Yo, that's playing.
Because she knew, too. She helped him.
Oh, okay. Oh,
one of the bridesmaids helped him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She was with the shit. She won then. she the only one that really won.
They went on the honeymoon, giving the bridesmaid.
Yeah, she the bridesmaid won it all because she ain't in none of the shit in the sense of, she ain't in the picture. She ain't the one that was getting played on. She just got to go on a vacation. So she won. The bridesmaid won that one. So, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, but it makes you look. I don't know. How do you think that makes the man look though? Knowing that all's going on, he still go through it. Does it make him look weak, or does it, if he's just committed to a plan to embarrass it, you can justify it?
No, you can look at it that way. I can see that, but at the same time, you want that other person to feel the same amount of deceit that they pulled on you. So it's revenge without it being at the same level as the other person. Now, I didn't go out and cheat on him, but I waited until you thought that you was just about to get away with it. Got you, bitch. You know, it's the same shit. It's just right back to it.
Yeah.
You know, and I played along with it the same way you was playing along with this bullshit to show you that I'm capable, but I would have never done that shit to you.
No.
Not in that capacity. And not only do I now know and have the proof, now you got to go home and look your parents in the eye because they looking at these pictures too.
Yeah.
And then the best man ain't nothing you can say to me, nigga. You already know it's a rap.
Yeah.
Or like Wink say, a rapperoni with cheese. So that's nothing that needs to be discussed further after that. Look, dude, no, bro, ain't nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
We good. You do your thing. Enjoy your life. You can have that bitch. You can marry her right now. I don't give a fuck.
Straight up. Everything I already set up for you. I'm still taking the reception.
But I'm sure getting my ring.
That's tough, man. That's fucked up. Yeah, I can see it like that. You know, you got to play the part, play the role. So you think he was fucking with the bridesmaid before that? After he found out, since she knew she was going on vacation.
No, the bridesmaid is the one that knew about it. She found out about it, and then she told him. So he hired a private investigator to get proof because he wasn't just gonna go willy nilly.
Yeah.
And then that's when the pictures came up. So then they set the whole thing up.
Okay.
Because he was like, I'm just gonna confront her. And the bridesmaid talked to him and no, this is what you should do.
Yeah.
And then when he thought about it, he said, you know what? Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
So the bridesmaids were smiling all in her face and all that shit too, which, hey, y'all women some cold motherfuckers, man.
Cold-blooded.
Ooh-wee, that's cold-blooded.
Yeah. But the thing is, look, that nigga, that must have been a nigga the bridesmaid wanted to fuck with. Because she willing to because you know most females, their friends will help them with the shenanigans. They'll keep quiet and just know a secret. So it had to be another underlying factor in that situation.
They will unless it's a good nigga. Then they won't. Because it'll be one of your cousins in your families, and ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. They will rat your ass out in a millisecond. Because they know you a good man, and they don't want to see you fuck him up like that. And you've probably been that cousin in certain situations where you seen one of your whole ass cousins. This nigga's blind to the fact, or he let love blind him. He didn't see what was going on, but you know. So you found a way to get him the message, which is honorable. That's just being decent.
Yes, being decent. And it all comes full circle. Yeah, that's wild.
There you go.
Okay. Well, shit. Anything else you want to add to that, Professor Trill?
No, I'm good. I'll let somebody else call in. It seemed like it was kind of slow this morning, so.
Yeah, we was a little slow. But ain't no decent folks in here. That's why it's slow. Y'all all indecent proposals and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, though.
But see, how was that an indecent proposal when she was just being honest with the dude, though?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think I've seen the movie. I just know the premise of it. But I think somebody told me she ended up fucking with the dude. She enjoyed the dude better or something, and old buddy ended up not taking the money or some shit like that. Or look, man, we already committed to it. I might as well get the fucking money. You getting fucked over. You got double fucked over. You ain't taking the money. Shit, you was with the shit. And
bonus, nigga. This shit. What you talking about?
Yeah. So it is what it is. That's a tough situation. We might have to have that discussion one day. That might be a topic.
Well, all right, Honcho, I'm going to holler.
All right, Jay, just appreciate the call, man.
All right.
Man. Well, y'all all right. Y'all good folks. You know. Happy or prosperous. Weird. Meaning guard. Okay. Oh, happy guard ass nigga. Yeah, I'm nice. I told you I'm a nice dude. I'm a nice guy. I don't do these things. I would never hurt a woman. I'm kind. I'm gentle. I'm loving. I'm all that good shit. So I rock with that shit. Yeah, that definition is cool for me. But why can't a woman be a man's fantasy. Oh, I'm gonna get with you on that. Let me okay. Rashida here. Rashida just she cool. I don't know Rashida. Rashida here. She lurking. She beat me up after the chat last night. I had to put some concealer on my black eye. Yeah. You know, well, I never ranted. Whenever I ever ranted, I'm just a calm. I don't get upset. I don't get angry. I'm just a nice guy. You know, living in a wild world. I'm just a nice man trying to do the right things. That is all. I don't understand these stories you tell of these men. Men don't lie. Okay, I had to explain to a couple of ladies last night. You know, Abraham Lincoln told you that men are all honest and men cannot tell a lie. This is an Abraham Lincoln quote. I promise y'all. I don't know where to tell you to find it. You know, Abraham Lincoln would never lie to y'all. Well, I cannot believe these stories of deceptive men that y'all proclaim. Y'all are making this stuff up, and this is false accusations. But Sherelle, well, thank you. You said that if he needs a fantasy, they don't need you. Well, why can't a woman be that man's fantasy? Why, if you know that a man has certain things that he would like, why not play that out? Why not, play that role for him? I'm not saying that he has to go elsewhere, but why can't you be that for that gentleman? I think that there's certain things that, both parties should engage in, for each other. Like we talked about this the other day. I don't think there's anything wrong with, if you're in a committed relationship, a little bit of role playing, a little bit of things of that nature to spice it up. Let's be honest. The same thing over and over can eventually get dull. You want to try some new shit. Add another layer, another element into your engagement. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Only fantasy is a new position. Y'all in there reading Kama Sutra books and shit. Because that's what you got to understand. You have to engage with one another. I'm not saying it just should be the man and it shouldn't just be the woman. I think that you have to work with each other. Hey, what is it? Hey, ask your lady, what is it that she like? What is it that, works for her? Ask your man, is there something new? Is there something you're interested in? Look, ladies, this is what I'm telling all of y'all. If y'all are in a committed relationship, the women have taken over the den. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. Yeah, we're going to sauce today. I meant to do it yesterday, but it was something that came up last minute. Because I got some things I want to talk about. I might drop a short sauce today, too. But y'all never tell a man what your fantasy is. Look. Y'all know y'all got with a nigga was chunky when y'all got with him. Look, he ain't finna turn into fucking Fabio or whoever these niggas is and all of this. Y'all knew what kind of nigga y'all got with initially. Y'all be afraid to tell a man that y'all got fantasy. Y'all think he gonna get envious or he gonna, get mad about some shit. Let him know. Say something. That's what it is. You talk about, just be honest. You talk about honesty one way, you gotta have honesty both ways. Just tell him, hey, this is something I mentioned. This is something I'd like to do. Either, you're gonna be with it or you're not. I think most women they're satisfied with. I don't want to say satisfied, but they'll accept a man being a little bit more sensual from time to time, and that's like good enough for them. But some of y'all women are wild, and y'all know it. Y'all got these internal fantasies that y'all would love to to live out, but because again, one, society, two, not upsetting what's going on in your home, whatever you want to call it, y'all will never say it if y'all will be unhappy. But sometimes you just got to address certain things. You never know what he might be willing to do. Well, if y'all got some shit that's just too wild, if y'all trying to have that Houston 500 gangbang, then you can't blame the man and say, baby, I think this is where I draw the line, But you have to, you gotta say so. You know what I'm saying? So things must be okay. We've been almost 30 years. Hey, well, shit, you might got something going on. Hold on, there might be something good going on there. Say your man's fan. There ain't nothing that he can get outside this home that he can't get at home. Okay, well, turn up. That's what I'm talking about. Be creative. You gotta add some elements into that shit. And that's all I'm saying. Look, if it's just some shit you just not gonna do, then don't do it. But at the same time, don't be, I'm just not gonna do this because I don't want to. Certain shit you gotta be willing to at least give it a shot and say, okay, hey, it's not too far fetched. It's not too outside the norm. What is it gonna hurt to try it? And sometimes it may just be that one time you do that shit that he's gonna remember that shit, and that might be good enough for a nice little rekindling. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is. It doesn't have to be a every night thing. Don't go overboard with it. And put the red pumps on. Yeah, I'm not even a shoe guy. Like, I'm not with that type of thing. But hey, sometimes them heels can seal the deal. Pull out some new lingerie. You know what I'm talking about? Look. Yeah, you ain't. Look, what they say, don't bring sand to the beach. Men ain't trying to bring snakes to the woods. There's already enough there. I agree, Baker, man. That's what it is. Like, y'all be having all these. There's a reason why 50 Shades of Grey sold so fucking much. Because it's a lot of bored women, primarily housewives. And I'm sure there's a lot of single women who read it too. There's a reason why it was a trilogy and a reason why that shit sold so much, because women have these internal fantasies that they do not want to share, And so there's that. What I like, some always asking a million questions. Look, I'm just a question asking. I'm just asking questions. I'm inquisitive. I just want to know. I want to know what's going on. I'm too vanilla. I don't got no fantasies. I like straight old missionary sex. That's all I've ever done my whole entire life. I'm just a missionary man. Men don't lie. That's tough. But again, there's a reason why that book sold so much, because women have these internal fantasies. There's a reason why when you slide by the fucking checkout, I don't know, do they still have those? I know they used to have all the fucking, I guess, now that you got porn on the phone, motherfuckers got that. But remember, they used to have all them fucking fantasy novels right there, right before you put the shit on the conveyor belt at the fucking grocery store. Because women have fantasies. That ain't for men. Men ain't buying them books. They fucking, it's the women that are buying those books, because women have fantasies and they don't say anything. And then they get unhappy or they get upset. But motherfuckers ain't psychic. They don't know. How can you know what kind of woman you got if she never said anything? You don't know if she a freak. She might be like a semi-freak. She might be a super freak. Rick James super freak. She might be on some wild shit. You just never know. Or a lot of women, what happens early on, y'all get adventurous and y'all do all y'all shit and y'all do all y'all's freaky stuff with the prior niggas, and then you get with a nigga, you get all committed, and you feel like you got to portray this image, you got to portray this personality of this 100%, good girl or whatever you want to call it, and it's deceptive on y'all's end, because you done some wild shit, and you don't open up to your man, your long-term boyfriend, your husband, whatever you want to call it, and y'all just expect him to know. So I think you gotta speak. You know what I mean? You gotta say something. It should be punishable. It should absolutely be punishable, Shannon. I agree. That's how it needs to be. You'd rather the novel, you don't want to see. I mean, I don't know. I don't participate in any of that stuff. Yeah. Communication is key. Right, exactly. I'm wild out. We can push it to the limit. Now look, I ain't finna get violent. Look, you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be cutting motherfuckers up and shit, and motherfuckers be want to look at it. I ain't finna get whipped. I got PTSD from slavery. I wasn't there, but I know about it. I've seen a couple of slave movies. I don't watch them no more, but I've seen them. It's traumatic. I got PTSD watching Django. You know what I'm saying? The sky's the limit. You say the abuse being gangbang trains and mess with the whole team, but act innocent. Yeah, I mean that's my thing. Look, that's what you gotta understand. If that's the type of shit you into, trust me, it's dudes out there who are with that shit. Y'all might have to entertain an alternative lifestyle, but I'm not with it, you know. And it's tough because I know men judge, right? Men are going to judge. That's just what it is. Because if a man said, oh, you know, I had a couple of threesomes with some chicks, you know, yada, yada, yada. Women may look upon that more favorably. Okay, well, he has the ability to, you know, satisfy, you know, multiple women at once. You know, he can satisfy me. But if a dude, you know, here's this old lady, well, you know, I had a couple of trains, had a couple of gangbangs. You're gonna be like, damn, this is tough. I don't know how I feel about this. And it was funny because I saw some shit yesterday, and a dude had made a post, and he, you know, it was about a chick, and she was, we were talking about the Kappa and shit like that earlier. She was taking one of them old Kappa style pictures. She was, you know, in a bikini, and she basically, you know, one of them poses where the chick basically in a blowjob stance, but she was like grabbing on his dick, and she got her mouth wide open and all, and sticking her tongue out, taking the picture. And then, you know, she took the little picture or whatever. She said, oh, you know, it's all good because I'm about to be single. I'm about to be single, right? About to be single. So that means she with somebody while she taking this picture like she is, you know, performing faux fellatio on some other dude. So you damn right you about to be single if that shit get out there. But anyway, he put on there, he's like, ladies, you know, you can you know, DM me your whole confessions and, you know, let me know what's going down, blah, blah, blah. And if you've seen some of these stories, there was several stories where chicks who had dudes just because they dude was out of town, and they went hanging out with friends and ended up getting a train run on them, or, you know, they was fucking with one dude or one dude that they was talking with, and they ended up leaving with another dude, and they was waiting on him. There was a chick talking about she fucked with another dude. He had just, or I guess one of these dudes' roommates, like the dude she was halfway talking to, they went to the club. And, you know, her and the one dude was ready to go, but the dude she was talking to wasn't ready to go. So they ended up leaving, going back to the crib. You know, they ended up fucking. Old buddy get there, you know, a little while later, you know, 15, 20 minutes later, he go get in the bed trying to lay up with her. And he ended up, you know, he probably did some things he didn't want to do. Because she was just talking about the dude just bust all on her ass or whatever else. And this nigga over there, you know, trying to orally satisfy her after she just got done dirty. Did she say anything? No. Another chick was talking about she had a little fuck date set up, and then she heard from some dude that she used to fuck with. He in town. She said she went and she sucked him up, and then ended up still going and fucking with the other dude. And the other dude she was fucking with, she said she ain't want to fuck him because she ain't want to fuck two dudes within 20 minutes of each other. But she sucked him up, went up, fucking with this other dude, kissing him in the mouth, and, you know, all that other shit. So it's like, damn, decency, right? We're talking about decency, right? You know, and that's part of the problem. Like, they gonna have to come find me. They want that. They gonna have to come holler at me. Military wives are interesting because I do believe some of them are loyal and committed, but I think a lot of them do, because you see it happen so much. You know, right when the man finna come home from deployment and all this other stuff, and then they come home and find an empty house and all that other shit. That means she's been doing shit while he been gone. But you see so many military wives go, it's just as hard being a military wife as it is being in the military. No, the fuck it's not, because you're not on the battlefield. You're not, you know, you still have the ability to move around in everyday civilian life. Your husband's out there risking life and limb for his country and for you, his family. And then, you know, it's a lot of them doing a lot of wild shit, you know. Because a lot of them end up getting, you know, married young. And so, You know, it is what it is. But it's like I say, you have a lot of motherfuckers who are doing some shenanigans out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, they ain't gonna call you because you know they see your lackluster abilities. You know, they see that you don't got your footwork is bad. How you gonna hand off popcorn to the customers? You got bad hands. You know, you can't work the butter machine. They ain't finna call you, man. When you say the safe word, that's the limit. I'm vague. Yes, I'm very vague. Deliberately vague. Grandma's a tramp stamp. Shit, a grandma these days is 38 years old. That's the crazy shit. So yeah, I mean it's a lot of sketchy shit. Like I say, so women are just as foul as men are. Let's be honest, you know. And I ain't have no problem with niggas is foul. Niggas are foul. And at one point in time, I might have been one of them niggas. You know, but at the same time, I think most men will admit that niggas are foul. Women, y'all be acting like y'all don't do none of y'all. I'm not saying each and every one of y'all is that way, but y'all all got a story. Everybody got a fucking story. Y'all may not share it. Y'all may not ever talk about it. Y'all gonna take that shit to your grave, and it's gonna be 4 or 5 skeletons in your casket along with you. But I think most niggas will admit, you know, niggas is foul. Niggas do sketchy shit. We talk about that all the time. So it is what it is. What? See, you sound like them LGBTs, female. You can't say nothing in any slight criticism, and then you bash it. I ain't bashing. It's facts. It is facts, and that's all it is. Some people do whiff on sex, but then they get a couple along the way. So you miss me with that nonsense. Hater, you got to be on the field to whiff on the sack. So how about that, Jack? Everybody get bad. So I just said all this stuff about being as foul and all that stuff. We gonna ignore that. But then as soon as I say something about oh, you woman bashing, stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But here's the deal, though. Niggas not admitting, they're not dismissing the fact that there are bodies on record, you know. But women, God, you know, y'all be having some body counts. What was the American Power rule? You got to divide, or you got to multiply by 3. Whatever a woman tells you, you got to multiply by 3. Whatever a man tells you, you got to divide by 3, something like that. So I don't condone lying on. Yeah, but y'all do. Because, you know, again, because there's this stigma that women are innocent, so men ain't thinking, you know, women, they going to get it in and then they'll be on the way to work, bust a right turn on this street, go get it in and still be to work on time. Y'all are up to shenanigans. Y'all are, you know, it is what it is, though. I mean, I ain't mad at you. Not mad at you at all. Not mad at y'all at all. Everybody got to do what you got to do. All I'm saying is, let's just be honest about it. So, I'll stop. Y'all got to understand something. What's the saying around here? Y'all may know it. Some of y'all may not have heard it because y'all kind of know I haven't been using it as much. I love ladies. I like hoes. I hate bitches. Hoes have given me so much game, like hoes. Because a real hoe is honest about what she does. She ain't tripping. She ain't sweating that shit. And real hoes, you know, a lot of hoes go out there and they get paid for their services. But I'm not necessarily talking about those hoes. I mean, you could talk about sluts maybe. I don't know whatever you want to call it. I think sluts is just a dirty word. It just makes it sound so much worse. I prefer the term hoes. It doesn't seem as abrasive. I like hoes. I have nothing against hoes. A chick who is honest about what she does. I'm not judging anybody for their sexuality. I'm not. If you out there and you fucking, man, do what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Go have fun, enjoy yourself. But at the same time, you know, you got to be decent about your history. When you with somebody, if we talk about honesty, you got to be honest with them. I mean, well, I've only been with one other guy. And you're talking about 100 other niggas. You're gonna get struck. Something doesn't feel quite right, you know. So I'm not evil. Abraham Lincoln told you that men can't be evil. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop that shirt eventually. Patience? What? Now we doctors. We got patience. Man, what is it? You gotta deal with a lot of men. Oh, I thought you meant like most men, in the sense of most men, but a lot of men at once. Man, look, some of y'all are excellent multitaskers. You know, some of y'all bagging by the group. You know, and so it is what it is. You know, y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. I ain't mad at you. Not mad at you. Look, there's some chicks out there bagging 2 hands in a week. You know what I'm saying? So it's an 8-year vet. Men are not evil though. Men are not evil. That's all I got though, man. That's really all I got. Yes. Yes, back to the topic. Decency. This is still part of the topic. Decency is being honest about your body count, right? Is that not decent? Should a person have the option to choose? If you got Baskin Robbins with 31 flavors, hey, that's all good. If that's what you with, if that's the life you chose to live, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But be honest with your partner, because you can sit and say, oh, I've only been with one person, and then you got a whole half a city knowing your actions, and your dude out there and about minding his own business. They said, oh man, I hit that. Oh man, I used to fuck with her back in the day. You got to think about your partner's pride, right? And I'm not saying just women, men, you got to do the same, because if you out there hoeing it up and you fucking with one of our coworkers or some shit like that, this woman go to work with these people and she got a whole story behind her back and don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You just got to be straight up, be honest, man. You get caught if you talk too much. That's niggas talk too much. I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman honcho. I don't kiss and tell. I don't know. I gotta stop fucking with them liars, man. Because niggas be trying to present the same way women do it, men do it. Evil and nasty. But y'all like that nasty shit, talking about some evil and nasty. What does the body count need to be once it's not decent? That's tough, man. That's tough. I don't know what to tell you on that. Different strokes for different folks, Somebody just wifed up Mia Khalifa. Just seen that. That picture did not do her justice. She looked better in the movies. And whatever that picture was, it was not her best look. But somebody's marrying her. It just depends on the dude that you fucking with. Some people don't care. Some people it's a big issue. Some people like exclusivity. They want something that ain't a lot of people had, a lot of people don't have. Some people overlook all of that stuff. And so I think that you stop telling me about your whole ass co-workers and friends. Yeah, because they gonna entertain that shenanigans. I ain't gonna lie to you. But y'all female, that's the thing, but y'all be hanging with them snakes too. Y'all be acting like y'all got homegirls that are foul as fuck. And y'all associate with them, y'all kick it with them, and all that other good stuff. And, what do they say, birds of a feather flock together? So if your friend is a hoe and all this other stuff, that don't make you look too good either, because then you may hang up like, well, what's going on with you if you over here hanging with these broads, you say they fucking every this, that, and the third. Well, what is you doing? Joining in? What's really going on? I don't do that. I hang with only saints and gentlemen, Christian gentlemen who uphold only the highest standards. I would never do such a thing. My coworkers whooped in. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I done fuck with. I fucked with a coworker when I was like young. And I'm gonna be honest, I think I wouldn't say that, but she knew the chick I was fucking with prior to that. That's probably why the only reason she really wanted to fuck with a nigga. But yeah, I fucked with her a couple of times. Very, very odd situation, but hey, you know, it's that. Coworker. What is that? That's women who work the track together. You say, now you're like fooling around more men than you say, yeah. Soul ties, yeah, I believe in soul ties. I started believing more in that as I got older. And that's why my perspective has changed on a lot of shit. That's why I really stopped the honing it up, because once I realized and my value in myself, once I started to value myself more and identify with my own understanding, I was just like, honestly, a lot of these bras out here ain't worth me fucking with. Like, because I do believe that you leave a piece of yourself with everybody you fuck with. I don't know how much it goes vice versa, but I just like, once I value myself, I'm like, man, this bitch don't deserve me. She tell you, I don't even deserve my time. And yes, I got say a little bit cocky. You can say I'm whatever you want to, but I said, I stopped fucking with him. Like, man, this broad is straight. I'm not used to, I fuck with this broad just because it was accessible, or why not, she left the door open for me to do so. But then I was just like, man, you know what? A lot of these broads ain't worth it. A lot of these broads are not fucking worth it, and they don't deserve me. And so when I came with that mentality, that's why I say I don't be stressing on that shit. There ain't no cheating, it ain't no none of that other stuff. I'm not, it is what it is. Like I say, and that's why I look at things the way I do. It's too easy, It's really too easy. And so it's like, man, it ain't what that is. I'm cool. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So after that, like Pimp C said, hey, the dick ain't free. But hey, y'all, look, I ain't done since fucking 7:30 last night. I told you I'm trying to do this little intermittent thing. I'm in between my eating times. It'll be 12 and 8. So, yes, hashtag Honcho worth more. Yes. So I'm gonna get ready to wind it down for this morning session. We will be live tonight at 10. I think I'm trying to decide. Because I like, especially with having more of the dens, if, I need to do more exchange between serious and not necessarily lighthearted, but I'm just trying to, look at how I look at these topics. Like, certain things are moral issues, certain things are political issues, certain things are relationship issues and, entertainment, or, there's a variety of things to speak on. So I want to make sure that I diversify. I don't want always every conversation to kind of be the same. So I'm not sure what kind of conversation we'll have this evening just yet, but it'll be good, Hey, whoa. See, now Shannon, you getting into thought crimes and all that other shit. We ain't going that far. Look, you can admire as long as you're not desiring, as long as you're not acting on those things. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Cause y'all be with a dude and y'all be thinking about other men. Y'all be like, oh shit, that nigga. Y'all be watching football, or y'all be watching basketball, or y'all be seeing some, I don't know, whatever niggas y'all be watching or thinking. Y'all think about it. Y'all not gonna do it. The access is not there. Just like Jay just said earlier, liking the picture. Like, that bitch got a big old ass. I would do some damage to that ass. But you're not finna do it. You're not finna sit there and just fantasize, having a fucking drooling all over yourself. It's just like, damn, that's a big old ass. I'm an ass man. I would do incredible things to that. It's just what it is. But I'm not finna go outside the relationship. I'm not finna go outside of anything and doing anything negative. You know what I'm saying? You know. Man, look. Straight up, man. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Professor Trio. Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, Dan used to be a sausage party. It was a factory of just bad stuff. And I appreciate the ladies, and I thank y'all, and I do encourage y'all to participate in the conversation. Even though sometimes y'all take it over and run with it like a motherfucking track meet. Like, give me that goddamn baton back. But but we'll be in it later on tonight. I fucks with y'all. That might be something to discuss, mentally cheating. I don't know about that. But catch y'all later, man. Y'all be cool. Make sure we do the proper things. You know, social medias. Make sure you follow Dan on all the proper socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram /DenShow Live. Like the Facebook page. Make sure you join the Facebook group. Link in the description below if you want to join the closed Facebook group. Everybody is more than welcome. Again, I'm your host, Ed Honcho. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at EdHonchoHTX on my personal social medias. Again, podcast, Den Show Podcast. If you can't watch, hey, listen in. We will, like I said, I'll be dropping more content on that, some throwback episodes and things of that nature. Live every night, 7 days a week, 10 p.m. Central. Den at 10, easiest way to remember it. Monday through Friday during the week. Weekdays, 10 a.m. You can catch the Den live. Den at 10. Make sure you go to the Den Show shop. Check out some of that merch. Get you some Den Show shit. A lot of shit I say all the time and other various items. Get you one of them Den Show mugs, man. You know, hey, sip your morning coffee with the Den. When you watch the Den at 10, have your Den Show mug. Load it up with some coffee. You can sip like I'll be sipping. We can sip together. Cheers to those of you who have. If you want to support the channel with a one-time donation, you can go to streamlabs.com/The Den Show. Excuse me. Shout out to everybody who's shown love and drop some Digimons in the Den. DenShowLive@gmail. If you would like to send an email, if you have thoughts or things that you would like to share, as far as you come across a news story that you'd like me to put an opinion on or whatever else it may be, make sure y'all like, subscribe. Well, let me get that fucking thing out the way. Where is that at? Right here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. You know, let YouTube know that you guys enjoy the content so that it can get out to more folks. I would greatly appreciate it. Everything else is everything else. And if you want to pledge to patreon.com/The Den Show, shout out to James, Stina Starry-Eyed, Dan the Man, Diana, and Miss Goya. I appreciate the love and the commitment to the long-term success of the Den. It is greatly appreciated. With that being said, it is an honor, it is a pleasure, it is a privilege, whether we agree or disagree, to have the best conversation on the internet with you guys every morning, every evening. I thank y'all for the support. I thank y'all for the words of encouragement. And as we continue to grow on this community, because it's not a channel, it's a community. It's about the conversation more so than everything. I appreciate all the callers. Thank y'all. Y'all continue to have a great day, and I will catch y'all later this evening. Y'all ain't got to go home, because I don't know. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. But I'm finna get the fuck up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm finna steal and I'm finna meal in this motherfucking thing. Matter of fact, who I'm finna hustle for a meal before we get up out of here? Let me get my meal hustle on. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Man, you'd be surprised sometimes before it's mental, the physical happens. Sometimes it be chicks you ain't got no thoughts about. They'll lay it all on the table for you. You know what I'm saying? You home, you live in a mansion. You in Cali where it's going down. I already know. But I appreciate y'all. I'm out.